chicken bog. We start out with this Polish kielbasa. We want this cut into half wheels. You've eaten this before. So we're going to assume that means pretty much 3 cloves. We'll say each clove is a teaspoon, okay, roundabout. So we'll go with 3 cloves of minced garlic. And you probably could just mince them directly in the pot, but since we're doing it here, we're going to do the whole thing right. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll take a little bit of the fat off of them and we'll dice them. All right, so these thighs are deboned, so they kind of fold out. First thing I want to do is I want to get rid of that fat. Then we'll get rid of this fat. All right, now we've got them folded out. What I do is I cut them into strips. And then I take like 3 strips at a time. And then I cut them this way into bite-sized, small, easily cooked pieces.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
For now, I'll put them here until I have room up here. Sure,
to get them to get it.
Okay, so this. Okay, so we need rice first. Let's get. You said 1.5 cups, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. One and a half cups. Rice. 3 cups of broth. Let's see what else. Teaspoon of smoked paprika. So, now, let's go through an ingredients checklist, okay?
Okay.
First, 1.5 pounds of boneless, skinless chicken thighs.
Check.
Right? Second, olive oil. Check. Third, an onion chopped. Check. Fourth, 1 tablespoon of minced garlic. Check. Paprika. Check. Kosher salt. Check. Teaspoon of seasoned salt. Check. Can you see all these things in there?
Oh, look. You can.
Okay. All right. Seasoned salt. What else do we need? Fresh ground pepper. Got it. Smoked sausage. 3 cups of chicken broth. And 1.5 cups of rice. That's everything you need to make this recipe. So now we put it on. Got my camera, my phone. It's fine. Okay, so we're gonna saute. We're gonna say for 20 minutes, shouldn't take that long. We will wait. And while we wait, it should start up on its own here in just a second. It should go ding. There it goes. So now it's on. 2 tablespoons of oil. This is olive oil. I'm just guessing. Feels like 2 tablespoons. All right. Once this oil gets hot, which will be in just a second, and we'll delete the emptiness of the video, but once that, then we'll add this and that. Okay. All right, let's add the garlic and the onion. So we'll add the onion. You can hear it starting to sizzle. And let's add the garlic. Alright, so we're cooking the garlic and the onion for our base of our chicken bog. You should be able to start to smell it pretty quickly. You should be able to smell garlic and onion.
Yes, sir, I can.
And we need to cook this for just a couple minutes until the onions start to become translucent, just like the other recipe. Remember that? We did that in the steak hash recipe. So that steam that we're getting, that's all the water coming out of the onion. The onion holds a lot of water.
Okay.
So what we're doing is we're trying to get the water out of the onion and we're trying to cook it down. And you can feel it's really hot. It's starting to get really hot in there. You can hear it too as well as see it. And you just got to be careful because you don't want it to start browning, because you definitely don't want to brown the garlic. So that's why we're keeping it moving. You can start to see through the onion now. See how it's starting to shine and get a little bit clearer. So now we're going to dump the chicken in. Pound and a half of chicken thigh. And that goes in. Now we're going to move this around and get this on the hot bottom. And you're going to see the chicken's going to start to cook a little bit. And it's going to start taking up less room. And while the chicken is cooking, we're going to add the spices. Okay? So it's a teaspoon of smoked paprika. It's 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika. is a half a teaspoon of kosher salt. It's a teaspoon Lowry's seasoned salt. And a half a teaspoon of fresh ground black pepper. Stir that chicken up. You can see it's starting to cook and trying to get the spices on everything, including the veggies. Let the chicken cook for another minute or so. You can see how it starts to constrict and it kind of becomes a piece of chicken that you're used to eating.
Yes, sir.
All right, now we're going to dump in the pound of kielbasa. Dump in the kielbasa. We'll stir that up and get that warm too, because that's cold because it was in the fridge, just like the chicken. So now you've got onions, garlic, spices, chicken, and sausage. Pretty fine. Come on here. Get back on this one. Okay, now that you've got your chicken in here and you've got your sausage in here, we're going to stop the Instapot. We're going to stop the saute. Okay, now that you've got your chicken in here and you've got your sausage in here, we're going to stop the Instapot. We're going to stop the saute. There it goes. So now we're going to add the chicken broth. 3 cups of chicken broth. And we're going to add the 1.5 cups of long grain rice. Now you don't want to stir it too much, but you need to stir it enough to get the rice under the water, well, under the broth. So we'll make sure that's under the broth, like that. Okay. Now, so we're going to put the lid on. We're going to set that to seal. Do this. Pressure cook. We're going to be on high pressure for 10 minutes. Turn off, keep warm.
Oh, I messed it up.
So I know what that. I think it's already there. It goes. All right.
That would have been important.
This is going to. This will. So what this does is it's heating up right now. It'll heat up pretty quickly because we didn't use a whole lot of refrigerated stuff. And then this thing will pop up here. That means that there's pressure in here. Anytime that thing is up, you cannot take this lid off.
Cannot?
No, it will shoot shit everywhere.
Okay.
It's creating pressure inside the pot, okay?
Anytime what this thing is up?
Yeah, you'll see it come up in just a second. You're going to stand here and watch this. Okay. Now, once that comes up and it gets full pressure, then the 10 minutes will show. Okay, so we want it to run for 10 minutes and then it'll turn itself off. And then we want to leave it sit under pressure for 10 more minutes. Okay. And then it's done, okay?
Yes, sir.
Right. You should be able to see that. Yep, you can see that there. Okay. So now, this is dropped, this is off, so it's safe to open it. You turn it, You open it, and there's the goodness inside.
Yes, sir.
Now, this is a rice dish, so it needs to be fluffed a little bit. But it's ready.
Sweet.
So let me give you a bowl. I'll get you some. Ask your mother if she'd like some.
Mom, would you like some?
I would like some. Thank you.
That's for your mom. Take it to her. There you go.
Well, thank you, kind sir.
You're welcome.